Breaking news alert.
A lot of breaking news happening right now in our area. Fire rips through an elementary school, forcing it to close today.
But first, a big mess on I-75 right now. Two semis on fire after crashing into one another. This all happening near Rossford at Wales Road. This is the exit for Owens Community College, and it is where we find Maya Belay joining us now live. Maya, we do know there is rain out here, but do we know yet how this accident happened?
Yes, we do. We just spoke with Rossford Police. I'll get out of the way so you can see the scene right now. The Dayton freight truck that you're looking at right there, that semi was actually traveling southbound. It crossed the median and slammed into the other semi truck, the domestic uniform rental semi. If you zoom in, you can see the cab of the domestic truck is completely gone. It actually caught on fire. The driver of that truck was injured as a result of this crash. His injuries are not known at this time, but police tell me he was awake and alert, so it appears that he could be okay. We're not sure about injuries to the driver of the Dayton freight semi. And also, if you notice, there's a little red car sandwiched in between this whole mess here. We're not sure about injuries to that driver as well. But again, this is a massive accident scene. You can also see there's a pole in the ground. It looks like this semi slammed into several things before hitting the domestic semi truck here. Right now, traffic is being diverted off the freeway at 795, and right now I am staring at nothing but headlights coming northbound. Police here tell me that this accident scene will have the freeway blocked off for several hours. We are going to continue to stay live here and bring you the very latest. Reporting live, Maya Belay, WTOL 11.
Yeah, you saw it right there. That is a huge mess, and it's a major thoroughfare for your morning drive. Let's get right over to Allie Bradley with how we get around this morning, Allie.
Yeah, Melissa, you're exactly right there. Of course, this is going to affect a lot of people as they commute almost anywhere northbound here. This is what we're looking at, that closure there at Wales Road, as you mentioned, that Owens Community College ramp there. So this is a scene that Maya was just showing us here. Traffic being diverted here on 795. ODOT has since closed down that road. There are some cars that were already traveling northbound that they're trying to turn around. So definitely a big mess out there. Will remain closed for quite some time as you see that scene. Very active out there. 475, also a route you can take a little preemptively. We've been keeping an eye on those cameras. Does look very clear up there for us this morning. Taking a look here at 75 and 795. That detour route for you this morning does look clear for us. No traffic really backing up there as they are diverting traffic. So right now, of course, as you approach that incident, well, you won't be able to as they are blocking off traffic there at 795. We'll keep you posted on this one. Right now, definitely take an alternate route for the next couple of hours. Stay with us all morning long for details. That's your Contrada Law Firm Traffic Tracker, Andrew.
Allie, thank you. At 5:03, we want to get you over to Chris Vickers now for an update on that forecast. We're starting your Tuesday off with the rain. Chris, just how long is this going to last?
Much of the morning through at least mid-morning. We're going to be talking the chance of rain showers. It will taper off as we get into the afternoon. But first alert, Doppler radar. You want to keep it right here. It is going to be a damp and wet morning out and about. Rain occurring on I-75 as we speak right now up into parts of North Toledo, West Toledo out toward Sylvania. We've got rain showers, steady rain occurring from Adrian north up toward Tecumseh, west of Tecumseh on M50s getting soaked pretty good this morning. Rain showers occurring over into Williams County for Montpelier over toward Fayette. How about down toward Bryan and back over toward the state line toward Eden? We have rain showers continuing as well. Zipping east of Toledo, rain showers Fremont to Oak Harbor and Woodville into the Toledo metro. We've got rain that is going to be continuing. That morning drive will be wet with wet roads. We're in the mid 40s out the door, and as we hit into the afternoon, mostly cloudy skies right around 50 degrees for a cool feeling Tuesday. Details on your alert day coming up at 5:11. Melissa, back to you.
We're going back to that breaking news now in West Toledo. We first told you about at the top of the show, an overnight fire forcing a school to close for today. We're talking about Zion Elementary at Cuthbert and Nebraska. That is where Mike Holden is live this morning with these breaking details. Mike, do we know anything about how this fire started?
This is all still under investigation at this time, Melissa, but this was a very strong blast. Check out the window right here. This is of the boiler room where the fire initially started. And I'm going to walk back into frame and show you how powerful that fire was. It broke through glass block windows, and at this time, there is still water pouring out of the vents from the ceiling, as well as smoke coming out. Now, this fire initially started around 12 o'clock overnight. Crews rushed out here to the scene, and they were able to extinguish it, but not so quickly. They were out here for a couple of hours throwing water onto this fire. It was all contained to just the boiler room. The positive news this morning, there were no injuries and no one was inside of this building, but school officials say this is alarming, and they are grateful no one was here when this all started.
Oh man, I don't know exactly what's going through my mind. I'm just kind of shocked to see a lot of the things happening and wondering what's going to be the next step and how we move forward from here.
Back out here live from this image, you can see there is shattered glass surrounding this entire window. At home, you may be thinking, well, hey, this does not look that bad. But the school officials are telling us that there is extensive damage inside, not necessarily just from the fire, but from the smoke as well as the water. Again, school closed right here at Zion Elementary. Reporting live in West Toledo, Mike Holden, WTOL 11.
We're following more breaking news this morning. A deadly police-involved shooting on a college campus in South Carolina. This happened at Spartanburg Methodist College overnight. The campus was put on lockdown after an officer shot and killed a suspected car thief. Police say they were forced to open fire after the man hit the officer with his vehicle. The officer was not seriously injured. A second man involved took off on foot. This morning, he's behind bars, facing several charges.
A local man accused of murder will face a judge for a pre-trial hearing this morning. Adam Akers is accused of killing Judy Utenhove in May in Springfield Township. We'll be there in court and let you know what happens on air and online at WTOL.com.
Now to a shocking story out of Tiffin. A man is in serious trouble this morning after he allegedly had his 9-year-old neighbor drive him to the gas station. Breland Martin has the details on what happened.
A Tiffin man faces several charges this morning after he allowed a 9-year-old boy to drive him to this gas station. Police say Corey Matthias let the boy, who was over for dinner Saturday evening, drive him to this pit stop gas station. The clerk saw the child driving and tried to intervene. That's when Matthias, who was intoxicated, drove back home. The clerks called police, who arrested Matthias in his apartment complex. He now faces a number of charges, including child endangerment and driving under the influence. Reporting from Tiffin, I'm Breland Martin, WTOL 11.
And we are on top of several big breaking stories happening right now in our area. Fire rips through an elementary school, forcing it to close today.
But first, a huge mess on I-75 for your morning drive. 2 semis crash right into each other, and it's creating a huge mess near Rossford at Wales Road. That is the exit for Owens Community College, and it is where we find Maya Belay on the scene live. Maya, what's happening right now?
Melissa, we just got some new information. The Wood County Emergency Management Director is on scene right now. He says in addition to the big mess that you see behind me right now, they're actually dealing with a pretty large diesel fuel spill on 75 as we speak. So that only complicates issues here. As you can see, a tow truck has arrived. They've been able to separate these 2 semis that collided. What we know right now is, according to police, the Dayton Freight semi-truck was actually traveling southbound on 75. It essentially did a 180, crossed through the median, spun around, and hit this other semi-truck. It's called a domestic uniform rental. That's the name on the side of that semi. We're not sure what was inside of that semi-truck, but we do know that the driver of that truck was injured. His cab actually caught on fire. In regards to the Dayton Freight truck, that one was carrying some general bulk items, beverages, things like that. We're still working to find out the condition of that driver, but it does appear like that person will be okay. In the middle of all this, a little red car. Working to find out the condition of that driver as well, but it does appear, according to police, that everyone will be okay as a result of this crash. Right now, they are just working to clean this mess up. They have a huge task ahead of them. Right now, they're just trying to make sure that they can remove these semis, clear the diesel that is on the road right now, in addition to all the debris that is scattered around. We are going to continue to stay live on the scene and bring you the very latest, but in the meantime, avoid this area if possible. Reporting live, Maya Balai, WTOL 11.
Just a huge mess out there. It looks like it's going to be closed for at least a few hours. We continue our team coverage this morning with Allie Bradley and how you can get along it. Also, a good tip, Allie, is to let somebody know who may be traveling in that area that this is going on.
Yeah, Melissa, you're exactly right. Pick up the phone, give someone a call if they're heading out northbound this morning. If maybe you're watching and they just headed out, they'll want to avoid this area, as Maya said. So this is part of that scene right here. As Maya said, diesel now on the road as well. So going to be closed for the majority of your morning commute here. So we're taking a live look out here. We do know that traffic is backed up out there past Buck Road. These are a lot of the cars that are just sitting there waiting to be turned around, as there is no way through this area. So again, ODOT reminding us, take that posted detour right here, 795 up and around to 280. Of course, you can take 475 as well. Maybe you're coming in from Bowling Green this morning. Expect those big delays out there. This is that traffic buildup that I was telling you about. You can see it kind of stops though, as no more traffic is able to get through there. So as you're heading up north, just be prepared for a couple extra minutes. We have been watching those drive times. It does look like things are moving just fine there. This 795 at Oregon Road, you see 795 moving just as we would want it to right here. A little heavier than normal, but nothing too substantial compared to what we're seeing on I-75. So right there, if you are coming maybe from that Perrysburg split up I-75 to 280, about 24 minutes. That is much better than sitting in that big mess. So make sure you plan ahead, give yourself that extra time. And ODOT reminding southbound drivers, do not get distracted with what's going on the northbound side. Stay in your lanes, keep your eyes on the road. Of course, everything that you would expect with a mess like this. We'll keep you posted, but for now, that's a look at your Contrada Law Firm Traffic Tracker.
And it is just a messy morning out there right now. Scattered rain showers moving across the area. Just how long will they stay here? Chris Vickers has the details in his First Alert forecast.
Rain on tap at least through mid-morning, Andrew, and we're going to be talking a few rain showers that may bring a bit of moderate rain on into the picture. Still seeing some rain across Williams County. Now this has shifted, though, to the northern end of Williams County, so you're going to see that rain shower pretty steady over toward Pioneer, lightening up in Montpelier and headed up toward Camden as it moves up into lower Michigan. More rain in store for Adrian, down toward Fairfield, Seneca, and lightening up toward Morenci, up toward Tecumseh. We still have some steadier rain, and that batch of heavier rain that was here in the Toledo Metro just about 20 minutes ago, now up toward Aluna Pier, headed toward Monroe and Dundee, right along M50. Just a few light raindrops here in the Toledo Metro. We do have a light rain out the door through the morning. Mid-40s is where we're going to start our morning off at. Still going to be looking at mainly cloudy skies midday, and could just catch a peak of sun late in the afternoon with highs close to 50. Melissa, back to you.
All right, Chris, now to that other breaking story we're following for you this morning. Fire rips through a West Toledo elementary school this morning, and right now, school officials are working to tell parents the school is closed today. Mike Holden joining us now live from Zion Lutheran School with the late breaking details. Mike, what are school officials saying about the timing of this fire?
Well, they say this is actually a blessing, considering the fact that no children were inside of the school, no staff were here, and it happened overnight. But I wanted to show you one piece of damage. This is from the back door of the school. This is aluminum signage that is just melted in pieces, as well as a piece of wood. And I want to pan over and show you the window. This fire was so powerful that it smashed through the boiler room window and melted the pieces of block that were on there. We'll take you into the video from overnight that gives you an image of what crews were working with. When they initially arrived here, they were met with heavy smoke and flames. They were able to extinguish this fire in a couple of hours, but they say this was no easy feat considering the cold temperatures as well as that wet weather. Again, the blessing here this morning, according to school officials, is the fact that no kids were here, no staff was inside of this building, but they say the school will be closed today, and they are still working to get the word out at this time.
Oh man, I don't know exactly what's going through my mind. I'm just kind of shocked to see a lot of the things happening and wondering what's going to be the next step and how we move forward from here.
And right now, back out here live, you just heard from the principal. He's back out here on scene assessing the damage this morning. I'm going to have you stand relatively close to me because we have the microphone right here. But tell us what the status is of this situation right now. What are you guys doing?
Well, right now we're going to meet together as a staff. We've contacted insurance, and we'll just wait for insurance to let us know what we need to do. get things cleaned up and continue and make a plan so we continue to share God's word with our students and teach them everything that they need to learn.
Last, we've got about 10 seconds. Inside of this building, from an outside perspective, looks pretty bad. There's still water pouring down, ceiling caving in. What work do you guys have ahead of you?
Again, we'll contact one of those restoration companies, find out where we go from here, see what the damage is throughout the rest of the building.
Thank you so much for being with us. We always appreciate it. And again, parents, Zion Lutheran School West Toledo closed this morning. Reporting live in West Toledo, Mike Holden, WTOL 11.